Now, if you've been looking for a podcast that is unafraid to ask the difficult questions, questions like, is Princess Peach actually Bowser's girlfriend and Mario keeps on third wheeling? Or maybe a question like, is Metal Gear just modern day Frogger? Then you, my friend, have found the exact right place for you. Welcome along to the podcast that does not shy away from difficult topics. We have the sublime and the ridiculous right here on Press X to continue. My name is Stefan Powell and I'm joined by the actor, streamer, DIY specialist currently. Inel, are you putting like building work into your, are you a plasterer now as well?
It's almost done. My outhouse office is almost complete. I've been given some presents already.
Have you?
Yeah, a couple of people have given me some stuff to to put inside it. Look at
something
this.
small, I imagine.
Something small. Yeah.
Boom! What is that?
Yo, we dealing with Mario Kart World. That's it.
Did someone paint that for you, or is that a standee of Mario Kart World characters?
Nintendo's looking for it.
Is your new shed going to be like the new game station? Is it bringing it back?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a tough time for bricks and mortar retail.
Yeah. So this for those who are listening to this on Spotify or Apple or anywhere else where you get your podcast and not watching this on YouTube, Inel has got like a 6 foot massive Mario Kart
standee. It's got a poster card.
It's a card. It's card. It's the same material that they print big checks on. You know those big checks you give away?
Yeah. Basically, if you went into any huge retail store during the Nintendo Switch 2 launch and you saw like the big Mario Kart standee, it's that.
Yes.
The question is, are you going to put it to stand or are you going to put it on your wall though? That's the question.
That's it. Good questions.
Absolutely. Okay, so like you've already heard, we have got a brand new guest in the Continue Club today. Or maybe he's an XC beast. Let's find out. We're joined by the rapper and gaming content creator Joe Grind, aka Joey. Joey, welcome along. Are you a Continue Clubber? Are you an XC beast?
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I was thinking of someone, but it's actually because I remember the funniest thing is, I remember you saying this, and I remember when you actually thought of the actual slogan. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not an XC beast.
Then you're a Continue Clubber. Come on.
That's it.
Continue Clubber.
Welcome along into the Continue Club, Joey. Lovely to have you here with us. And then we've also got our stalwart, current leader, I think, in the clubhouse when it comes to the Press X quiz.
Oh, yeah.
It's Keza MacDonald of The Guardian, of course. How are you, Keza?
I'm good. I am good. I've had a very pleasant weekend, and it's a pleasure to see your lovely faces and to meet you, Joey.
Yeah, and can I also say for the listeners, Keza's got a fantastic Majora's Mask top that I like. I need to know where you got it. I need to know because I need to get me one of those.
This is the Black Milk Zelda collaboration.
Oh, hey, listen, I'll go to Australia.
I bought everything. I bought every single thing that they put out, and then it all arrived. And it arrived like 3 months later because it was from Australia, and I pre-ordered it, and it arrived 3 months later, and it was literally just 7 packages full of overpriced Zelda kit, and I was like, oh, I've made some decisions here. So yeah, I'm justifying it by wearing it on this podcast.
Hey. A strong visual start to our podcast this week, which suggests that you should go and watch this on YouTube, but you could second screen us on YouTube, as well as listening on Spotify and Apple and etc., all those other places. Right, Keza, kick us off with an unpopular opinion this week then, please.
Right, here's an unpopular opinion. A game doesn't have to be original to be brilliant.
Okay,
honestly, I feel like we have lived through the time when games were doing something new, ever. Certainly frequently, like in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, pretty much every year, we'd see something we hadn't ever seen before in a game. Whether that was a visual step up or like the move from 2D to 3D, or a new type of game, a new genre would be born very excitingly every kind of 6 months or so, because developers they had so much to work with. I honestly don't think video games have changed very much, really, since about 2014. And I'm fine with it. I was thinking this the other day. I was playing Ghost of Yōtei, game I'm very much enjoying. Game that does absolutely not one single new thing. It just lets me disembowel my enemies in a very pretty setting. And I'm like, yeah, it looks amazing, but video games looked like this in my head when I was a teenager, you know? Like, everything looks brilliant now, but I honestly don't think games have really done, with exceptions, obviously with exceptions, but in general, I don't think video games have done very much new in the last 10 years. And I've decided I'm fine with it. Games don't have to be original anymore.
And we're actually going to talk more about Ghost of Yōtei later on. So as a lovely tease, Keza, that to Joey's review of that later on. I'm sure you've got lots to say about it as well. I kind of agree with you here, Keza, because I don't care really if it's original. I just want it to be fun. Does it fill me with joy? If it does, then yes, thank you very much. If I've seen it before, I don't especially mind. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I hear this a lot online. When you, like, especially Nintendo gets this a lot. It's like a new Nintendo game comes out, and people are like, "Oh, come on, though, it's just another Mario, it's just another Zelda," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty good, though, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Like, they're obviously it's a bad example of that because Mario and Zelda games particularly do tend to do new stuff. Like, of all the big franchises, like next to Call of Duty, next to FIFA, now EA Sports, next to Assassin's Creed, like they do new things generally every few years, but nonetheless, I honestly don't think it's a valid criticism anymore to say a game doesn't do anything new.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, one of my favourite games of all time, yeah, okay, great. It just did what it did very, very well.
Highest resolution horses ever seen.
Yeah, some fantastic horse testicles, but I didn't really care about that. It was the rest of it that sort of drew me in, right? Where do you sit in on this then, Joe? Are you agreeing with Keza? Are you disagreeing with Keza? What are you saying?
I agree with this. We're in 2025. Nothing can't really be made now, innit? Like, everything's repeated and innovated on. And the thing is that, all right, let's put it this way. The iPhone weren't the first phone, and I still love my iPhone. So in the end of the day, like, if you give me a game that is similar to the other game, and the other game ain't bringing out a new game, then yeah, let me enjoy this new game, innit? Simple as that. I already know how to play this one. I can enjoy it as much. Just make sure the story is good. It doesn't have to be super original, and just let me enjoy it. I'm happy with that.
You know what?
Like
I don't even need a story right now. I don't even need a story. Listen, sometimes just give me a good puzzle game, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Don't care about the story.
I was thinking about this as I was playing Ghost of Yōtei. I'm like, I wonder how many guys over the course of the last 30 years playing video games I have killed with a sword, virtually. Like, it's got to be hundreds of thousands.
This is it. This is the whole point.
Thousands of guys.
And the thing is, sometimes it's like, let's talk about the whole Assassin's Creed thing and everything. I never played any Assassin's Creed until the most recent one. And if I never played any of them, and I jump on Ghost of Yōtei, then I play Assassin's Creed. It's that simple. So in the end, it's like, I'm completely cool with these things. And if someone says to me, well, what games you playing recently? And I'm like, Ghost of Yōtei. They're like, oh, then you like this. And it's like, okay, cool. Then you know me. It is that simple. I'm not going to say to someone, oh, well, you need to make a whole new genre of movie. So let me get the exact same genre of games and let them be the exact same. Because I know I'm safe when I play those things. Games are expensive. I need to know I like them.
Yeah.
This opinion is less unpopular than I thought it would be. Everyone's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, we're all watching our wallets, Keza. We're all watching our wallets.
Yeah. Give it to me.
I don't need originality. I'm tired. I don't need anything new.
Interestingly, I think I want originality when it comes to maybe the art style or the characters or the story you're telling. But in terms of like the game mechanics, that's what I don't particularly care. Do you know what I mean? Like a platformer, a side-scrolling platformer, I jump up and down on a platform. I don't care whether it's Rayman or whether it's somebody else. As long as it's fun to jump up and down on the platform, it doesn't matter to me. Do you know what I mean? So I do want the originality somewhere, but it's in the characters and stuff I nail rather than the mechanics.
Yeah. I'm with because do you know what it is? What I really like is new control methods, but I realize that like everybody else doesn't really like that sort of stuff because like. I keep going on about it. I love the Connect and stuff like that. And I love playing games in new, different ways than just holding on to a controller and pressing buttons. But like, everybody else around me don't like that stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I guess we're not getting those kind of games anymore. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
and I've resigned myself to like,
do you know what I'm sad at, Inel? Sorry to interrupt, Keza. You know what I'm sad at? You know when the PS5 came out? Can you remember this, Joey? They made a big fuss about the fact that the R2 button, you could like, it was like hard to hold down. Like the haptic triggers. How many games have utilized that properly? None, barely any.
So
in this last year, none.
Well, that's the point. That's the point. So you see, like, that's the reason why I like when PlayStation make games, because they use the whole PlayStation. And that is the whole point of it. So if you're going to do something original, then yes, do something with all of the hardware we've already got and make it count. And that's when I like things to be original. Other than that, as I said, yes, make the game completely. Like, you know, on Ghost of Yōtei, you're doing the draw, that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, cool. You've done everything that you're supposed to do. Because this, as I said, games aren't cheap. The console weren't cheap. Let me use 100% of that and put it into this game that's already been made, but make it in the PlayStation 5 version. Way.
As said, I have played a game that is both uses the PlayStation haptic triggers and is truly original in the last week, which is the game Baby Steps, which is completely unlike anything I've ever played before. And something that we're talking about it later, but
we're talking about that next week.
It's nice to sometimes have originality, but it doesn't have to be.
We're teasing ahead. Look at all this. Look at this radio skills.
We're building a narrative.
We're teasing Yōtei. We're teasing next week. We're showing visual.
I mean, the listeners are going to have to start taking notes. They're going to have to start taking notes. It's like, okay, that's coming up now.
This is so slick. This is so slick. Someone said
You've ruined it now, but it was slick.
I was presenting a radio show the other day, and there's a feature on this radio show present where you get a song and you play it backwards, and you got to get the audience to try and get a guess what the song is. And the producer said to me once, there are only 7 radio features basically that every radio show uses. You just recycle them slightly and reversion them, and the audience still enjoy them. They're still fun, even if they're derivatives of the others. So it doesn't really matter as long as it's good. So basically, Keza, we all agree with you. Bravo, well done. Look at that.
I don't know if that means I've succeeded or failed at the unpopular opinion, but I'll take it.
Some people might disagree with it. If you do, get in the Discord. There is a link in the description below. Get in the Discord. Find us on social media. Press X Pod on Blue Sky and TikTok. Press X Podcast on Instagram, and we can get involved in the conversation there. When it comes to the haptic controller, producer David did say that FIFA uses it. Apparently, when your players get tired, you can turn it off.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
and he turned it off because it was too. Hurt your finger, producer David. Come on. Come on, David.
Hurt your finger.
You're not 80 years old, Dave. Anyway, so some games use it.
Speaking about reaching out to the community, we've got a new Discord channel where people can put screenshots and video clips and stuff on games that they've been playing. It's been quite nice to kind of see a few people's photo modes, because I love me a photo mode.
Yeah, I love that.
Photo mode fan, mate.
Keep them coming, please. Just get in the Discord. If you think it sounds like fun, it's because it is fun. Get involved in the community. It's really nice, and we're really pleased with what we're building there. Actually, aren't we, Inel? So that's good. What we aren't pleased though is that in the Discord there is a channel that we can't see for trivia. So let's get stuck into that this week. So that's it. People in the Discord are sticking in questions that me and Inel in our own Discord channel can't see. Inel. It's a travesty.
I can see the new channels, not that one.
Not that one. So you can put your questions in. This one's from Johnny VR, a regular contributor to the pod. Thank you, Johnny, for all you do. He has suggested this question. Now, Joey, you could get off the mark with your first appearance with this quiz question. And let's have a look at the leaderboard. Currently in second place is Keza, actually, with a 60% record with 3 out of 5, which is pretty good, Keza. Way higher than myself and Inel.
Hold on, is this with the new system or the old system?
Oh, this is still the old system, because I don't think we've got around to doing the triangulating system.
You need it proportional, because obviously you guys have answered a lot more questions than me.
It is proportional.
That's the new system.
The new system is kicking in once producer David's got his head
a couple
around
updates, so we go get it.
Yeah. So by soon that will kick in. Now the question is this: who wants to be a continuaire? Which 1991 video game character inspired the name of a set of newly discovered genes in mammal DNA? So this video games character from 1991 inspired the name of some new genes, some HH genes particularly, in a mammal DNA, when one of the scientists saw an advert for the game in a magazine. So a scientist discovered a new HH gene in mammals' DNA back in 91, and a video game character inspired the name of that gene.
Oh,
what was the
is
game?
Tough. Because in the 90s, everyone had like a mammal mascot.
Yeah, so many animal characters.
So many, man.
I think the initials must be a clue. Because I'm thinking Hulk Hogan, but he would be famous for wrestling rather than video games, right?
HH, is that the clue?
HH gene, yeah. In mammal DNA. 1991 video game character. So I'm thinking Pac-Man. I'm thinking.
Oh, Pac-Man was 70s.
But he was still big in the 90s, right?
That's true.
He was
I think
about...
it must. Are we doing answers now? Or are we doing answers later?
No, we'll do answers later. Hold on to that thought, Joey. Keep thinking about it. Don't give us. So far on the leaderboard,
Gonna need time to think.
Benedict Townsend is top with 100%. 2 from 2.
To be fair though, one
second.
of his questions was a James Bond question. He's a James Bond.
Yeah, which is
so I don't even know if we can
expert.
I don't know if we
cheated.
can.
That's cheating, actually. Maybe we Doc Benedict. Maybe the new triangulation system.
Triangulation
have that.
system takes in Bond into account. Yeah.
So answers coming up at the end of the show. Right, we're starting with something quite controversial. Kez, you've actually written about it. I've read what you've written about. The Game Pass price hike. So, Microsoft, if you don't know, have recently announced that the Game Pass Ultimate subscription is going up from $14.99 to £22.99 a month. So that's the version that includes all the latest releases. There are some other ones out there, but that's the sort of the premium one. Joey, what did you make of this when you saw it?
I thought at last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, at last. Realistically, you know what the thing is? Xbox have been for the gamers for a good while since they launched the Series S and X and everything, and it's like they was losing money, losing, and everyone was like cussing them and that kind of stuff there. So it's like, make your money. You've provided so many games. Think about when Game Pass first came out. Remember, it was £1. £1. That's what they were charging people.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's like, so it's like, wow, like now it's your time to shine. Don't put your console up. I don't agree with that kind of stuff there, but put the Game Pass up and allow people to now jump into games and have to play them properly. Because the way that people have been subscribing to the Game Pass thing, and they're like, oh, I can afford this amount, so I'm not gonna use it properly. Now it's like, no, you can't afford it. Now you need to find games that you actually love. Now you need to fully take advantage of this great platform that they've given you. So I'm all for that.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting necessarily that take, Joey, because I think there's definitely, I think, a sense, we've talked about it before, that the price of Game Pass has clearly been skewed too low for a long time, right? And maybe making the financials of the games industry not add up, Keza. And maybe this is closer to the amount that it should have been in the first place. But it's just difficult when if you have been used to paying 13 quid a month, and all of a sudden to find an extra tenner at the moment is a lot for people. Maybe they shouldn't have gone so cheap in the first place. So the idea was, of course, to get loads of people in and then do this anyway, right? So so it's interesting, but it's interesting. I wasn't expecting that, Joey, actually. It's a different way of thinking about it. But what was your take on it then, Keza?
I think that it was overdue. Like, Microsoft stopped reporting on how many Xboxes it's been selling in, I think, over 10 years ago, because the Xbox One wasn't doing well. And since then, they've reported how many subs have we got, how many hours are people playing. They're not really reporting how much money they're making, but, I mean, apparently Game Pass is profitable. I've heard that from several sources.
Yeah.
But it can't surely be profitable enough at the moment, given the amount of money that Microsoft has been spending on every game studio under the sun. I mean, the estimates are that they lost something like 300 million from putting Call of Duty on Game Pass last year. So money's got to come from somewhere, and I think it was if we were expecting Game Pass to be as good value as it was forever, then we were kidding ourselves. However, I think it's a really bad time for this price hike because already we're drowning in subscription services. In my house, we got Disney Plus, Netflix, Microsoft, Sony, PlayStation 1, what's that called? PlayStation Plus, there we go.
Yeah.
And then there's the Nintendo Online service, which is actually very cheap. And then the various other subscriptions for our entertainment, Amazon Prime. Every now and then we want to watch something on Apple TV, and it's like, okay, well, we've got to remember. So we're now jumping between these subscriptions month to month, like figuring out which ones we need every month, because it's too much. It's too much money. And so I think that only the most dedicated Game Pass players are going to want to pay this much. I mean, I would say for most Game Pass players play, I think, 4 or 5 games a year. They could buy them and not be spending that kind of money. So it's definitely a tier of Xbox Game Pass for the most engaged people. And those people, I think, probably will be willing and maybe even happy to pay a little bit more for it. But yeah, I think that it's the classic thing, isn't it? They bring people in with a service that's almost too good to be true and then start jacking up the prices. And that's only a problem when you don't have alternatives, right? So when a company gets a monopoly and then can just charge what it wants, basically, for the service, which is what's happened with Amazon. And so that would be the problem, is Microsoft essentially getting a big monopoly on games. Microsoft not offering Call of Duty on PlayStation on anything else. Microsoft just being like, you have to subscribe to Game Pass in order to get all the stuff that we've bought, basically, that we're providing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think in light of Microsoft having like bought Activision last year, it's not an impossible scenario that in a few more years' time we'll all basically be forced to subscribe to Game Pass if we want to play Call of Duty or any of these other games. So I'm mixed on it. I think it's overdue. I hope some of that money makes its way to developers. That's my main thing.
Yeah, because when you look at Spotify and things like that, I know we talk a lot about how little, money actually goes to the artists now and musicians. I mean, you might know this. Joey is a rapper as well, right? You make most of your cash now by doing live shows because the streaming isn't really paying for it. But what did you see when you hear this price rise? My shock, I know, was it's going up by so much. It's like a tenner is a lot. Do you know what I mean?
It's 40%.
Yeah. I like I said, I think everybody expected the price to go up. We just didn't know when. And I think for me, it got too good to be true when they started saying you're getting day one games on Game Pass. I was like, price is going up soon. Price is going up soon. As soon as day one. What, for this subscription that I've just been getting like £1 here, like £10 there? They were giving out codes every event you went to. If you went to any gaming event, Microsoft there, yeah, here's some Game Pass, take that, yeah, okay. I didn't pay for it for years. And then there's dropping in day one games, and then I was like, yeah, no, the price is going up. But it's as Keza said, I think it's definitely the timing is bad because they've had they've had like bad PR after bad PR after bad PR the last few years, especially with letting so many people go, shutting down beloved studios, like buying up these huge AAA studios, and then we're not really seeing any big fruits of those labors just yet. And so it was a matter of time that it was going to hit the consumer. But like for me, I think the tiers is the confusing thing for me. I hate it when like subscription companies have like 4 or 5 different tiers and it's like, oh, which tier am I on? Which tier do I need? And it really makes you just like, it confuses the consumers. Whereas the original Game Pass, it was just one tier. It was just like Game Pass. You got it or you ain't got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, perfect. Everybody had Game Pass. Was all enjoying it. Was all loving it. Now there's like 3 different tiers. And plus there's like the PC Game Pass that they still haven't really talked about properly. That is now included in this one, but there's still PC Game Pass on its own.
It's extremely Microsoft, that like the inability to actually communicate what your product is.
Yeah, it's like
just tell us what it is.
Yeah,
I just want to know.
I'm up for paying for it, but what am I paying for?
What's the price of the PC only Game Pass then?
Yeah.
Are they phasing it out? Is it still going to be a thing?
If you need to make a table to explain your service to your customers, I really think you should simplify it. Like,
that's what it's like. It's game over. And I think a lot of people are bowing out. I think if people are staying, they're going to stick to like the initial tiers. And then I think the day one thing, people are just going to go out and buy the games, hopefully.
Yeah.
I
think.
But may I intercept?
Yeah, of course.
But that's the thing. The fact that they put the prices up, but then said, okay, but on these lower tiers now, we're going to allow you to play cloud stream on all these different platforms and everything. Remember before, you can only cloud stream if you was paying the top tier in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's it. So the fact that they said, okay, we're going to increase that, but everyone that can't afford it, we're still giving you options. The only reason why you're actually going to want this is if you play day one games and if you want these other games. Other than that, you can wait for it. They're still giving actual options. And that's the reason why I still feel like they're for the gamers.
I don't know. Because you know what it is? Like the cloud streaming thing is good, but it's still not as good as Stadia was. And Stadia was peanuts. Like Stadia was like £5 to £10. And like
all that cloud stuff.
The lag was like, there was lag, but it wasn't as laggy as like.
Yeah.
I do think Joey's right that Xbox is genuinely for the gamers. Like it has shown, like the Xbox leadership over many years now has shown that it does care. Like the people who actually make the decisions, Xbox do care about video games. is Microsoft for the gamers. So I don't trust that corporation.
No, that's a different thing altogether.
This is it. And when you've got, they're very intertwined now, obviously, and I reckon that there's going to be a lot of pressure on Xbox from Microsoft to start making more money and growing more, and that's what's always, it's the hyper-capitalist thing, isn't it? That's what's always dangerous for people who make it. And I'm always thinking, with all the stuff, I'm always thinking about people who make games and people who play them much more than I am about people who are creaming the money off the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what's interesting is that I think for me, a lot of when people over the last few years have been asking me, my kids want to get into gaming, or I want to get back into gaming, what's the most cost-effective way of getting into sort of, next-gen gaming at the moment with a console? And my answer, up until now, I've got to have to rethink it, I suppose, was get an Xbox. The names are stupid, but get the Xbox Series S, the digital-only one, get Game Pass, and go and experience and try loads of new shit out and see what sticks with you. Do you know what I mean? Because that was the most cost-effective way to try next-gen gaming at the top level. So you don't have to spend 70 quid all of the time and turn out you hate the game. But now...
The answer changed.
What is the answer?
Get a PS4. Get a PS4. They're still making games from.
Well, look, we've had a lot of people talking about it in the Discord, okay? So we had, let's have a look. So Evs sort of put this question out there in the Discord. Rob liked it because of that, what I was mentioning earlier. He was saying, at least for more casual players like myself who don't always have the disposable income to play brand new games, I've had a lot of use of the PS Plus. For a quarter of the price, I'd play for games otherwise. The negative side to me is that there's so much choice, and if something doesn't immediately grab my attention, I tend to just give up. Whereas if I shelled out for the game, I'd be more inclined to persist with it. But then Mikkel, one of our loyal Discord members, said that he's cancelled his Game Pass subscription. He says, I've been a loyal subscriber for years, even at times when I didn't use it much. But for me, it isn't just the price increase that's the most problematic, is the cosmetic content as well in other games like Fortnite, for example. And which is basically meaning that people are having to spend loads of money all of the time on games. So it's really interesting how people are reacting to this news. Now, remember, you can get involved in the Discord. Have you been cancelling your Game Pass subscriptions? Have you been sticking the course? Do you agree with Joey? Do you agree with Keza? What do you think? Let us know. Get in the Discord. The link's in the description below. Or find us on social media and get involved in the conversation there. Right then, let's get to a review. Joey, I'm very excited for this because I really enjoyed the first one. Didn't finish it, mind, but I really enjoyed the first one. Talk to us about Ghost of Yōtei.
Well, that's the thing. Exactly what you're saying. I didn't finish Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I did start enjoying it, but I didn't like the guilt thing where they made you feel guilty for doing what you needed to do. Like, I needed to get the job done. Where this one... I love Atsu.
You want to be an evil
I want to avenge. That's it. Yeah. Where like this one, I love Atsu. Like she is incredible in this game. I love the person who plays her. She's the perfect tone. I started playing it in Japanese. And then basically, life starts happening, so you can't actually read subtitles and do life at the same time. So I put on the English, and the English voice actor, wow, incredible. She has the grumpiness, yet the snappiness, yet the smiling, and you smile with her when she quickly gets a bit of wit on there and everything. Such a great game. The fighting, incredible. The weapon system, incredible. The story, incredible. Like, all of it's incredible. Yes, once again, it is another similar game to the Assassin's Creed and all the games of its type. But the small things they do with the DualSense, the smallest things, you have to draw on the DualSense, you have to light a fire, you have to cook fish, you have to I wish they did what they did with, you have to light a fire by squeezing the R2 and she blows. I wish they did what they done with Astro, but you had to blow into the controller and light the fire with your own breathing and everything. Like, there's so many great things now. I completed it now. And I'm still going to continue playing it because it was such a great game. And I've got three handhelds. I don't really touch my PlayStation Portal, but this had me bringing my PlayStation Portal inside the house because I know that if I stop playing this game, then I'll stop playing this game because I'll forget the buttons and it would be game over for that. And I didn't want this journey to end. I needed this.
Well, it sounds like it got its hooks into you big time, Joey.
Yes.
Now, just for people who missed Ghost of Tsushima, or maybe were living a little bit under a rock, this is a third-person adventure game based in feudal Japan, right? That's a sort of the basic premise of it. You are wielding katanas. You are doing some badass thing as essentially a Japanese samurai. That's the premise, right?
Yes, that's the premise. Yes, that's the premise. And in this one, you've got multiple weapons, but to gain these multiple weapons, you got to train with senseis, and and they teach you how to use these things. So you got to travel all over the map and everything. And the thing is, you can go through the game with the one katana. You can do that, but it's going to be very, very hard because the way the weapon system is one weapon is stronger than another weapon. So you have to go and get this other weapon to be able to be stronger than that weapon. So when the people are bringing out the Yari, the sticks with the spear on the end of it, you gotta get a double katana to be able to chop them through and everything. And when they're bringing out the chain and ball, I don't remember that weapon's called. The chain and ball.
It's official. I'm loving the energy, Joey.
I think it's called Kasiragami. I think it's called, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you got to bring out the Yari, because then after you're able to get them from this. It's such a great game. So it's like you got to be so on point. I love the fact that there's certain things that you don't get till later, which other games will have from the very beginning. Keza, if you've got up to the Kitsune, have you got to that, and then you get that? Yeah, them.
Sorry, trying to avoid spoilers, but we're both just nodding enthusiastically.
Very good.
I need to get to the Kitsune. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And then you get the ability that all the other games are usually got, and it's like, oh, there it is. But you had to gain this, and it makes you feel so great that you're achieving all these things rather than just being given to you. Incredible game.
Yeah, Kez, you were nodding along for a lot of what Joey was saying there. You can hear you can feel the enthusiasm. I'm pumped now as well, Joey.
Yeah, Joey's absolutely nailed it, to be honest. It's like, I had the same thing with Ghost of Tsushima where I played it and I was enjoying it and it was very pretty. And for the first few hours, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then it really wore me down because the guy, I think his name was Gene, but he was just so depressed about having to kill all these guys. And he's like, oh, this doesn't fit in with my honor, because he was a samurai and he was having to sneak around and slit throats and stuff. And it's like, I just got really worn down by it. And I ended up, I've also found it very repetitive because, you didn't have the different weapons. You didn't have the different little missions. Like the cool thing with Atsu's quest in Ghost of Yōtei is that you can kind of pick who you go for, which target. You can pick which area of the island that you're in, and they all look really different. So if you're just a bit fatigued with a certain area of the game, you can just go somewhere else and do something else. And also, Atsu absolutely loves being a vengeful ghost. She's just so into it. She just loves slicing guys up. And everyone's like, oh, vengeance will consume you, Atsu. Vengeance is on. And she's just like, I don't care. I'm going to disembowel some more dudes with all my amazing weapons.
She's like, I'm good.
I'm just really into it. Yeah. And I feel like the actor, Erika Ishii, they did such a great job at like portraying this just absolute stony-faced killer. Like, they don't care at all. And it's so fun. And it's a lot more fun for me than the kind of like, this is a real insult to my honor to be continually killing these invaders. It's just, she just loves it. And I love it too. You know what? I enjoy it too. I did have an awkward situation with Ghost of Yōtei because I had to review it. And my children are around a lot of the time, obviously. And I had to just turn the blood off. This is it. I had to just turn the blood off and just let them watch in the end because I was like, they loved it. They were so into it. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm just turning the blood off and you guys can sit here for an hour and watch me play this, or I'm never going to get through it. I've still not quite finished it, but I've enjoyed it so much. It's verging on a 5-star game for me. It's just so good.
Great. Strong recommendations this week, Inel, isn't it? This is big. I mean, I'm very keen. I'm in the middle of a house move. I've got boxes everywhere. What's good about this is that I don't have to have good internet connection in my new house, which I won't have for a couple of weeks. So I'm up for this, spending my time with Ghost of Yōtei, actually. I'm sold.
Yeah.
The best thing about it, though,
Yeah, go ahead.
is that it's not a game that I will tell people, you have to play it now. It's a game that I can say to people, just get round to it one day and you will enjoy it one day. It feels like as great as the Horizon games were, you can play them at any time within any year and you'll enjoy the whole journey. It's timeless. Beautiful game.
High praise, Joey. What are you thinking, Inel?
I've only played like a few hours of it so far, but like so far I am very much enjoying Atsu's journey. As everybody's been saying, I love how vengeful she is. I love how she doesn't care about everybody else's opinions. I do really like how you can. It's much more. It feels like the world is much more interactive in terms of seeing people out whilst you're like riding on a horse, and then you come across a group of people and something's happening. You can sit down at camp, listen to their stories, or you can get jumped by a couple raiders. Just like they just you're wanted, and they've seen your wanted poster, so they want to try and take you out. And it's really cool because it reminds me of a really old game on like the original Xbox called Mercenaries, and depending on who you kill or take out, you gain little intel about the higher person you want to try and take down. And this game kind of does that, where you can take down some small guards, but then you'll gain information about the kitsune or some of the other like of the vengeful ones that you have to kind of take out, and you're like, oh, nice. Yeah. And it feels like you're always progressing, even when you're taking down small enemies, which is a nice little touch.
Well, lots of praise for Ghost of Yōtei on the podcast this week. It's got a Metacritic score of 86, so very high. It's a PlayStation exclusive, so it's going to set you back 70 quid on the PlayStation Store, 60 quid on Amazon. I don't even have to ask this question. I'm saying you're saying, well, actually, no, you're saying you could wait until it's on sale, maybe, Joey. You don't necessarily have to buy it now.
You could. Do you know the way that I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and I said, because fortunately for me, I done campaign for PlayStation for it and everything, and got the code for free. But I said to a friend that bought it, do you feel like this is worth £70? And they said, yes, all day long. And I said, well, I clocked it in the space of a week. Then I said, you know what? If I went to Fort Park for one day, they would have charged me like £25, £30 for that one day. So True. If I went for a week, I would have paid a lot more than this game. So you gave me a whole week's worth of entertainment. I was coming back to you. I was still enjoying you, and I still want 100% you. 100% worth £70. Yeah. 100%.
Big sale.
I was going to say, 30 quid, you're paying way more than that at Fort Park, man.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've got family tickets to many attractions.
So you got to get the VIP pass. You got to get fast track. Got to get fast track.
Possibly. Well, look, good stuff. Let us know what you think of Ghost of Yōtei. Get involved in the Discord. Do you agree with Joey and Keza and their praise of the game? Let us know what you think. Get in the Discord or find us on social media and contribute as well there. Now, the big question from today's show, this is a relatively new feature we've got on Press X, where our producers Owen and Dave have been scheming behind our backs for a while as the show's been going on. They've come up with a question for us to answer based on what we've been talking about. And the question this week is this: which entirely unoriginal story needs a remake? And what aspect of the DualSense controller would you make sure to utilise to the full in that remake? So what unoriginal story do we want to remake, and how would we use the DualSense controller?
We're asking this now?
Yeah, we're asking it now. What do we think?
I'm gonna go. See, it's mad because I don't know if this was an unoriginal story, but I would call it an unoriginal story. I've been begging for the Middle-earth. I've been begging for the Middle-earth series. Because it's Lord of the Rings, then that's the reason why I say it's unoriginal. But that game, please. Warner, please. Do you know the funniest thing is I wasn't interested in that game at all. I was asked to sit down at EGX a good decade and a bit ago, and they said, Joey, just play the game. And I said, all right, cool, because it's you, I'll play it. And I got up and I said, when is this game coming out? It was and that like Middle-earth Shadow Model, Middle-earth Shadow of War was incredible. And to utilize that with the DualSense, the hearing the people through the
you can hear them.
All these small little things. It would be beautiful. Yeah. I need that, and I need a proper upscaled game I need the original voice that's a Ranger. What you doing here? Like, I need all of that. The original. That is my pick. And anytime anyone asks me for a possibility, I say it because I'm begging that someone listens and they say, you know what? Just for you, Joey. Yeah. We're gonna do this.
Bring back the Nemesis system, right? Never to be seen again in a video game.
Yeah. Never to be seen again.
Yeah, Joey, that's the only thing, man. They don't even have the license no more. That studio is done.
Yeah, they closed the studio. No, they closed the studio and they don't have the license.
They closed it down, bro. It's not happening.
Sorry to shatter your dreams on the podcast here, Joey.
It's never coming.
I tell you what, hey, Joey, look, if you've sold me on that, that's it. We're going back to the Shadow of Mordor. That's what we're doing. Big question for today's show. Okay, let's give you some trivia answers then. Great question, Johnny, in the Discord. Thank you very much for your question. It was, which 1991 video game character inspired the name of a set of newly discovered HH genes in mammal DNA when one of the scientists saw an advert for the game in a magazine? HH genes, I think, is the giveaway. So I think I've got my answer.
Are we all giving ours?
Yeah, what have you got? I'm going to go for it. I was accused the other day of stealing someone else's answers, and I took that very personally.
Oh, so what we should do in future episodes, you make everyone write it down and hold it up to the camera at the same time. Verification.
Yeah. So I'm going to say mine first. HH, Hedgehog, Sonic.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You didn't write it down, Joey. I don't believe it.
No, you didn't steal my answer. I promise you didn't steal my answer. and I'm highly doubting it is the answer, but that's the only HH I can think of.
Yeah, my track record's not very good, Joey. So if you're with me on this one, I pity you, I'm afraid. Any advances on Sonic?
I think it's Sonic because it's 1991. And I can't think of another original, like, mammalian character that would have been famous enough to be in an advert in a magazine in 1991 specifically. So I reckon it's Sonic too.
It's tough. There's a couple characters with H, but they weren't animals, and so
like who?
Like
when was Rayman? Rayman was later than 91, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
well, Rayman was around that time. And there's a lot of things like Gex, Banjo-Kazooie. Bit later in the decades.
Yeah. Alex the Kid was earlier than that. Anyway, well, let's go.
Alex the Kid was about.
Are you jumping on the bandwagon as well?
I can't jump on the bandwagon because I'll be honest with you, I didn't come out with Sonic the Hedgehog. So
but you can. You feel free, like you know.
Listen, I'm not doing stats like that.
I think we should shut the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I think
Einel's out in the
bandwagon is closed.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. The answer is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hey. We've upped all of our averages.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
That one feels dirty.
So the gene is named SHH, Sonic the Hedgehog, and all of the genes in that family are named after real hedgehogs. DHH, Desert Hedgehog. IHH, Indian Hedgehog. And they're all called that because they're spiky in shape. And yeah, Bob Riddle, the person who first cloned the gene, asked to change it when he saw an advert for Sonic the Hedgehog in a games magazine. So there we are then. That's good.
That's how powerful those mascots were back in the 90s, man.
Joey now has 100% record, which takes you top of the leaderboard. But granted, you've answered one question, Joey. So let's
I'm good with that.
Once the triangulation gets kicked in, which we're assured is soon, then you're probably going to go down a little bit.
Who is it that's insisted on the triangulation? I bet there's some sore loser somewhere in here.
Well, it's brilliant, fantastic mathematical work's going on with the Discord. Keza, you're in second place comfortably with 66.7%.
Sorry, Keza.
Inel, do you know what's happened here though?
Have I gone down?
I've overtaken you.
Should have jumped on the bandwagon.
Oh, God.
I am
overtaken.
Even though you got it right.
I'm on about 25%.
You're on 27.8%.
I'll take 27.
10 right out of 36. I am now up to 29.5%.
Oh.
So next week's all to play for, my friend.
Does that mean I'm in last place?
No. We Claire's in last place with 0%. Cool. And Marcus, to be fair, we Glenn Moore, Krupa, Marcus, Melisanti.
Okay, I'm at the bottom of the table.
Claire.
There's a lot of people at the bottom.
There's a lot of people.
Okay,
you're above Shay, you're above Gav, you're above Els the Witch. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. Well, right. That is it. Us for this episode of Press X to Continue. Joey, it's been lovely to have you in the Continue Club. Thank you very much for joining us, and with us next week as well. Don't forget to get involved by messaging on Press X Pod or Press X Podcast on social media, and you'll find the Discord link below. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hand, because I don't know, it's just like the thing you do automatically. And we will be back next Tuesday for more fun. So we will see you then. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.